Are you comfortable, and this was asked you earlier as well when Team Anna associated Baba Ramdev, are you comfortable with the association of Babas, of yoga teachers with both the anti-corruption movement and politicians and the legitimacy in Indian politics today of Babas? What do you feel on that?
Well, so far as Baba is concerned, he is not a religious sect, it's a yoga Baba. Therefore, if he is fighting for certain causes and it is akin to the cause that Anna is fighting for, I think I don't find any difficulty in working with him. But I'm certainly against the religious people who claim to be religious heads getting into politics.
Do you see that happening now? And if in a way it seemed a contradiction, it seemed a snub to the Anna movement, that on the one hand you have members of Team Anna pointing out that these are politicians who are corrupt. Sharad Pawar was one of the men named as a cabinet minister who has charges of corruption against him by Arvind Kejriwal, by Anna Hazare. Documents have been given to Sonia Gandhi. Yet you're an associate who you all have sat on the same stage with goes and hugs Sharad Pawar the very next day. In fact, you can hear on the mic that he's the one saying, come on, let's embrace now in front of the cameras.
Well, that is the view of Baba Ramdev ji. But so far as Anna team is concerned, we are very clear in our views and all. That is, those who are corrupt, there should be investigation against them. But whether they should be named or not, in regard to that, Baba has his own views. Anna team has their own views. I don't use the terminology name and shame. But I think in India, nobody is above law. If there is evidence against anybody, then it should be investigated.
In a way, Shekhar Gupta, the interesting divide between Baba Ramdev and the Anna Hazare camp has almost illustrated the divide between the Congress and the NCP. So both sides, Baba Ramdev and Sharad Pawar, making a point to two people who are watching, who weren't there, the Congress and to Anna Hazare.
I think the comparison is a little bit stretched. I think the mutual dependence between Baba Ramdev and Anna Hazare is much greater, because Congress and NCP is a straight game of numbers. NCP brings a small number of MPs to the table and make sure that the two parties have power in Maharashtra. It's a straightforward political jod tod, as they say, arithmetic. But Team Anna has a problem. Team Anna cannot get crowds. Team Anna's crowds lately, media has exceeded the genuine crowds. Baba Ramdev, on the other hand, gets the crowds, and even if he talks sort of economic and medical mumbo jumbo, which is dangerous, people listen to him as a great entertainer. So he's now emerged as Lalu of the Anna movement. So they need him to get the crowds. He needs them to get the moral authority and get some genuinely educated people like Justice Hegde, for example. Nobody will not take him seriously, and nobody will not respect him.
So his endorsement of Baba Ramdev gives him a credibility.
No matter what his views, no matter what his politics, no matter what his approach or policy on any issue, he deserves respect, and everybody will respect him. So I think it's a little bit of what it's a funny season when my fellow Haryanvis are making so much news, from General V.K. Singh to Ramdev. It's a little bit of, to use sort of a Hindi heartland expression, Ram Milai Jodi. They two have come together. This is much more of a sort of a relationship of dependence than Congress and NCP. Congress and NCP just brings 9 MPs or 10 MPs too.
No, but what's interesting, and Kiran Kher, if you could come in here, why is it that there seems to be almost, the BJP has been uniform in its stand towards Baba Ramdev and said we support him in his campaign against black money, but there was hesitance, reluctance when you heard Baba Ramdev take on politicians, calling them looters, murderers last year. Now suddenly again there's an acceptance, there's a legitimacy. Nitin Gadkari touching his feet, saying he's a spiritual leader, he wears saffron robes, but as Justice Hegde has pointed out, he is actually a yoga teacher. Now surely Nitin Gadkari doesn't touch the feet of every yoga teacher who goes to his house. Why are political parties giving Baba Ramdev so much legitimacy? On the one hand, he calls you all looters and murderers, on the other hand, we suddenly see a newfound born homie.
Well, Sonia, firstly, I think it's the Indian tradition to touch people's feet, it's in our culture. Whenever a Swami comes, or I've lost this thing in my ear, I can't hear.
Okay.
Whenever people come into our house, and if they are Swamis, or if they are godmen, as you call them, or if they are teachers or gurus, people, we touch their feet. It's a gesture of humility.
Do you have the NDTV Profit app? All the markets, all the news and your own homemade, ready-made portfolio available there for you.
We will right now answer what you should sell, what you should buy when markets are down.
Download at ndtvprofit.com/apps. Get the best app from the channel you trust.